Good morning. Good morning to all of you. So, Sabia Shaheen comes first with a good morning at 6:30 a.m. So early. That's really nice. Angel, good morning with second at 6:45. Very good. Vedika, good morning. Jyotija, good morning. Ankit Kumar Pandit, Sankaran, Vinay, Arun Shinde, Sapna, and all others. I'm fine, Angel. Okay, waiting for the new topic. It meant for everything is clear in the previous topic. I must feel relaxed that now previous topic is fully cleared. Everyone is satisfied with the previous topic that I may assume. Okay, good. Karthik, Mukund, everyone, good morning. But send your morning fast so that we can start the topic. Topics are always interesting because these are increasing our knowledge. Basically, why we are studying to increase our knowledge and utilize it in our practical life when you will work into the practical field. But sorry to say, there are a number of other things which you have to learn while going for the practical, because practical working is somehow different in comparison to the education line, whatever we are doing. So these are specifically for the purpose of clearing exam of CA. Later on, when you will go into the working, then working will start from the scratch, from the very lower level, from the starting level, where you have to work from the accounting field at the level of small firms, even if you are not going to get job in big companies. Because if you are going to get job in big companies or MNCs or the accounting firms, then somehow it may be different to some extent, but not too much, because they have also the clients where you have to manage their accounting, their audit work, their all routine workings, their GST working. So everything you have to manage. Day to day accounting, day to day auditing, day to day return filing, day to day, you may say, new fields, whatever are coming into the now a time in our accounting, like legal working, valuation of shares, valuation of debentures, and all that. Many things are there. Investments, finance, availability of finance, because now a time CFOs are appointed. Uh, those are specifically chartered accountants. Even virtual CFOs are appointed now a time. So there are many opportunities which are coming into the market. Even I have seen that known CAs are also working very good and earning handsome amount. But obviously, CA logo or the CA mark gives us much more benefit than in comparison to those who are non-chartered accountants, because we are at, you may say, 10 to 100 times better position in comparison to those who are not chartered accountants. So this is an advantage to us if you will utilize that. If you will not utilize, obviously, it is of no use. So it is all up to your use, whatever use you are मेकिंग फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग. तो इसीलिए कहा जाता है कि अगर हम लोग स्टडी कर रहे हैं तो स्टडी को इस तरह से करें कि हमारा एग्जाम भी क्लियर हो जाए और फ्यूचर में भी यूज हो. तो फ्यूचर में यूज के लिए यू विल हैव टू गो फॉर द प्रैक्टिकल ट्रेनिंग्स, स्पेसिफिकली the articleship, whatever is there. And in addition to that, if you will go for the practical training in a professional way, that will help us a lot. Because if you will learn something in advance and then go to articleship, it will be more advantageous. So normally that is not available in the market. I am in that line, so I am trying to do that. Let's start with the working. Yes, very good. Just tell me the doubts in ESOPs, employee stock option plans, which we have already discussed in our previous lecture. Tell me if there is any doubt in that so that we can work accordingly. Yes. Practical question number one. Fine. Okay, very good. Practical question number one. Yes. So this X company limited has its share capital divided into equity shares of rupees 10 each. It granted 20,000 ESOPs at 50 per share when the market price was 120 per share. So market price is 120, but these shares are given for rupees 50. So that means for the benefit of 70 goes to them, that is fair value. So this is to be exercised between 15th March to 31st of March, that is the period of 15 days. The employee exercise their options for 16,000 shares only, and the remaining options lapsed. The company closes its books on 31st. So here in this case, we need not to go for the planning of ESOPs in advance by way of creating a expense which we have to incur in future, because this is the loss, this is the expense which we can adjust now directly, because there is no gap of years between this. Even there is a period of you may say there is a period of uh, what that is called, जो हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था, कौन सा पीरियड होता है आपका जब हम लोग रिटेन करते हैं, व्हाट मेंट फॉर इट, रिटेन्ड। तो उसके बाद हमें एक्सरसाइज करनी होती है, व्हाट मेंट फॉर द रिटेन्ड पीरियड, कौन सा पीरियड होता है फास्ट, बताओ। सबसे पहले हमें क्या करना होता है कि हमें इसको कुछ देर के लिए अपने पास, कंपनी कहती है कि आपको ये कुछ देर के बाद मिलेंगे, वो जो पीरियड होता है उस पीरियड को क्या कहा जाता है, याद करो, वेस्टिंग पीरियड। सो हियर वेस्टिंग पीरियड इज लुकिंग फ्रॉम 1st of April 2011 to, you may say, 15th of March 2012. But this period doesn't include any closing of accounting. So if there is no closing of accounting during the year, there is no need of recording it, because we are normally creating at the end of the year. So there's no end of the year, no closing of books, because it is required to be done at the no closing to account for, no closing of accounts are there. So due to that reason, we need not to do it. We will directly pass entry on 15th of March 2012, because 1st April को ये एंट्री डालने की जरूरत नहीं है हमें, दिस नो रिक्वायरमेंट एट ऑल टू एंटर एनी, to record any entry on 1st of April. So we may go for 15th of March and pass only few entries, like 16,000 shares have applied for it. So the entry will be passed directly bank account debit, employee compensation expense debit to share capital to security premium. So the entry will be for 16,000 shares at the rate of 50 each, and 16,000 shares at the rate of 70 each, 16,000 shares at the rate of 10 each, 16,000 shares at the rate of 110 each. So this will be how we will pass this entry. Very good. That is not exercise period, Vinay. Okay, good. So this will be the entry, first entry, and the second entry will be, we'll have to write it off, profit and loss account, that will be passed on 31st of March. And even both the entries will be passed on 31st of March, because we doesn't know when this working is exactly completed. So let's assume that it will be completed on 31st of March. So profit and loss account debit to employee compensation expense account. So very simple entry, and the amount is well known to you. That is to write it off. These are the two entries which we have to pass in this case. I think this is all clear. Any doubt to anyone else? Any doubt to anyone else? Have you done all the questions, all the illustrations? Because illustration number 7 is also there. I think you people have done all the illustrations and all the questions. Please tell me if there's any doubt. Yes, Aslam? So fast, send me that there is no doubt in this chapter so that I can go for the next chapter. Fast. Illustration number 7. Yes. Read it once. Illustration number 7. Good question. So year one, an enterprise 10,000 stock options we are going to give to a senior executive, to a single person. But the condition is there that he must have to work with the company for 3 years. Only then this benefit will go to him. So vesting period is 3 years. Exercise price is 40. Means he will get this benefit at rupees 40 only. But it may again drop to 30 if he work hard and his earnings of the enterprise increase by at least 10% over the 3 years period. So this will be known to us only at the end of 3 years, which we will expect that it will be happen. It will happen. We will assume that it will happen. On the grant date, the enterprise means the price is now not 40, now it will be 30. So fair value is 16 per option. If exercise price is 30, if exercise price is 40, then fair value is 12. Means the loss to the company will be 16 or 12 as per the case. So the earning of the enterprise increase by 12%. And obviously we will assume that he will achieve the target of 10% of 3 years. So due to that reason, we will plan for this loss 16 rupees and accordingly we will pass entries. So the entry will be simple employee compensation expense to employee out. जो हम लोग entry डालते हैं, it will remain same. I think this has been already passed by him, so that I would like to show that entry to you. Yes. As 10,000 shares are to be given, at the rate of 16, we have a loss. Now this is to be written off within the period of 3 years. So divided by 3. So it will be 53,333 that he has already done. Next is at the end of second year. Yeah. Again, we achieved 13%. So we'll assume that the target will be achieved. Accordingly, we have to create this one. Now, it means for same amount will be written off in the next year also, 53,333. So our reserve will automatically be arranged worth rupees 1,06,667. This is a cumulative amount of the reserve which has been automatically created by way of passing a journal entry 53,333 plus 53,333. Okay, my dear. Now, at the end of third year, what has happened? At the end of third year, we are unable to achieve the target. Due to that reason, now the total loss which we have to write off in our books of accounts is 12, not 16. So due to that reason, at the end of third year, what we will do? We have again recalculated that our total loss is not 16, it will be 12. That is 1,20,000 is to be written off in full. Now, in 3 years, we have to write off 1,20,000. But we have already written off 1,06,667. So the balance amount of 13,333 will be written off in third year. So this will result from here. Is it clear? See, is that clear? Note it down. Vedika, when vesting period is given, employee stock option outstanding account debited when options were exercised. Exactly, beta. And when no vesting period is given, when options were exercised, employee compensation expense account debited. Because there is no need of creating that reserve or the outstanding amount in our books of account. So we are doing this. In year 2, it will be 1/3. No, it is okay. What he has done, he have calculated it by 2/3. That results into 1,06,667. That is the total amount to be written off up to the end of second year. Out of that, he have deducted 53,333, which he has already written off in the first year. From here, he has taken this amount, and the balance amount of 53,333. This is all calculation, whatever you are interested to show. It is not mandatory the way he has presented. You will have to go by the same way. That is not mandatory. You can go according to your own opinion. देखो उसने जैसे किया है हमने भी वैसे ही करना है, ऐसा कंपल्शन नहीं है. हमें तो अपने हिसाब से करना है. तब हमें फर्स्ट ईयर का क्लियर हो गया बेटा कि फर्स्ट ईयर में तो हमें इतनी अमाउंट ही राइट ऑफ करनी है, सेकंड ईयर में भी हमें इतनी अमाउंट ही राइट ऑफ करनी है. तो ये कैलकुलेशन करके दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं रहती. आप सिंपल भी लिख सकते हो कि सेकंड ईयर में भी हम इतना ही क्रिएट करेंगे, बट हाँ क्यूमुलेटिव अमाउंट जरूर लिख लो. दैट इज मैंडेटरी. उससे आप लोगों का काम इजी हो जाएगा. थर्ड ईयर में आप क्या करो, इस तरह से शो कर दो कि टोटल अमाउंट ऑफ रुपीज 1,20,000 इज टू बी रिटर्न ऑफ. वी हैव ऑलरेडी रिटर्न ऑफ माइनस 1,06,667. दिस हैज ऑलरेडी बीन रिटर्न ऑफ. ये तो हम कर चुके हैं. सो द बैलेंस अमाउंट ऑफ दिस इज टू बी रिटर्न ऑफ इन द करंट ईयर. So this is a way. It is not required by way of calculations, whatever he has done, because these are somehow typical, and we are interested to go for the logic. हम तो लॉजिक से चलना पसंद करते हैं हर चीज में, तो लॉजिक से तो ठीक रहेगा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 एंड रिमेनिंग पार्ट ऑफ इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 6. ओके, सो फर्स्ट गो फॉर द इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 6. इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 3 भी किसी ने पूछी हुई है. illustration number 3, yes. So illustration number 3, illustration question number 6, illustration number 6, sorry. ऊपर से नीचे को चलते हैं. First go for the illustration number 3 as someone has demanded that also. Yes. So here share capital is given to you. 1st of October, it granted 20,000 ESOPs at 50 per share when the market price is 120. Fair value is 70. Options were to be exercised between 10th December to 31st of March. So here also there is no requirement. This is just like question number 1 beta. 100% similar like question number 1 if you will see, because it is done in the same accounting year, because it has been declared on 1st of October 2011. And in the same year, we have to give this option to the public, and our books of accounts are closing on 31st of March. This is very much clear. So due to that reason, there is no problem. We have to pass only 2 entries. That's it. 2 ही एंट्रीज डालेंगे, इसमें कोई ज्यादा काम नहीं है. जब भी ऐसा केस हो कि सेम ईयर में, सेम अकाउंटिंग ईयर में अगर आपने इशू कर देने हैं शेयर्स, तो कोई लॉस क्रिएट करने की जरूरत नहीं बेटा, कुछ भी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. फिर तो सिंपल सा हमें 2 एंट्रीज डालनी होती हैं, बल्कि इजी हो जाता है. ये देखो, बैंक इज एम्प्लॉय कंपोजिशन एक्सपेंस टू इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल टू सिक्योरिटी. इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो बता दो. इफ देयर इज एनी प्रॉब्लम इन दिस देन टेल मी. आई थिंक दिस इज वेरी मच क्लियर. इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 3 क्लियर. ओके, क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 आल्सो क्लियर. ओके, गुड. लेट हो गया शिवलानी, नो प्रॉब्लम. उठ गए ना हम लोग, उनसे कईयों से बेटर है. वी आर बेटर देन दोज हु हैव नॉट seen the live classes. So we all are better, thanks to God who has helped us to awaken early and go for these classes on live basis, because live में आप लोग अपने डाउट्स पूछ रहे हो, आप लोगों के डाउट्स क्लियर हो रहे हैं. दैट इज अ बेनिफिशियल थिंग. तो वैसे तो जल्दी उठना चाहिए टाइम पर, बट इवन देन कभी लेट हो जाओ तो घबराना नहीं है. मस्ट ज्वाइन इट, और उसके बाद अपनी डिस्कशन करनी है. कुछ इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 6 वी वर ऑलरेडी डूइंग इट. Here, if you will remember, then we have discussed that 1 lakh shares are to be issued, 1 lakh stock options are to be issued, because 100 into 1,000 we have to do, and it is to be done for ₹20 only. So the market price is 50. If the earning is 16%, which is not achieved at the end of first year, then obviously vesting period will be 1 year only. But this is not possible at the end of first year. We are very much clear. Due to that reason, what we will do, we will assume that we may be able to achieve it within the next year. So accordingly, because at the end of second year, our target is 13%. So we will assume here that it is to be written off within 2 years. Whatever the loss we are going to bear, that is total loss is given here, because he has already mentioned at the end of first year that some employees have left us and only 95,000 shares are to be issued. That is very much clear at the end of first year itself. So we are going to create a loss for 95,000 shares, not 1 lakh, because 5,000 have already left us at the end of first year only. So because our accounting year starts from 1st of April 2011. So at the end of first year, that is on 31st of March, we are very much clear only 95,000 are going to continue. So 95,000 का जो loss है, that we have to write it off. 95,000 and the loss is 30. He has already mentioned fair value is 30. So whatever is the total loss, that is to be written off within the period of 2 years. So first year, but how much loss is to be written off? 95,000 into 30. Yes. So it will be 95,000 into 30. This is 28,50,000, which is our total loss to be borne by us. 28,50,000 that we are expecting at the end of first year. This is on date is also given to us, that is 31st of March 12. Now this is to be written off within the period of 2 years, because here first year is we are not able to achieve target in first year. Obviously, we will assume that the target will be achieved within 2 years. So accordingly, divided by 2, the loss is 14,25,000 to be written off in the first year. Balance loss will be written off in the second year, that we have assumed. Now at the end of second year, we have again calculated the average is 12%, not 13%. 14 plus 10 divided by 2. 14 plus 10 divided by 2. Because he has already mentioned that we have to get average earning of 13% at the end of second year to do this, but that is not possible. So that means for we are not able to achieve this target. Also, one more thing has happened. 4,000 more persons options are lapsed. Means now there is no chance of loss of 95,000 shares, which was earlier expected. Now the loss will be expected for 91,000 only. So two changes are there. One thing is it is 91,000 into 30 rupees is a loss, which is to be written off. Now this is to be written off within the period of 3 years, not within the period of 2 years, out of which 2 years are already passed. 2 years are already passed. So total amount to be written off at the end of 31st of March 2013 should be this one. It is 91,000 into 30 2 divided by 3. So it should be 18,20,000 to be written off, out of which we have already write off this much amount. So at the end of third year, if you will see how much is to be written off, the difference is to be written off at the end of third year. So how much is the difference that you have to see? It is 3,95,000 to be written off at the end of second year. So this is clear. First of all, tell me, is that clear? Why 3 years? Actually, the condition is very much clear that his vesting period will be 1 year only if he is able to achieve earning of 16%. Okay, vesting period will be 2 years if the average earning of 2 years will be 13%. Vesting period will be 3 years if the target of first year and second year is not achieved, then we will have to go for vesting period of 3 years. And in that case, average earning of 10% is to be achieved. So if this is also not achieved, he is not going to get any benefit. He will not be able to get stock options. Now, at the end of third year, we have to see. But at the end of first year, we are very much clear that 1 year is not a vesting period. If at the end of first year, if at the end of first year it is 16% or more, if at the end of first year it is 16% or more, then there's no need of creating any reserve. We will have to pass a single entry bank account debit, employee compensation expense account debit to share capital to security premium. And that amount is to be written off. Because in that case, total 95,000 shares are issued, secure stock options are issued, and the loss of 30 is to be written off in the same year. So there's no requirement of creating any reserve or doing anything. Because in that case, vesting period is 1 year and the same accounting year. अगर वेस्टिंग अगर आपका 16% का टारगेट अचीव हो जाता, यहाँ पर 14 के बदले में अगर 16 या उससे ज्यादा हो, 16 और मोर होता, तो फिर तो कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं थी. फिर तो वेस्टिंग पीरियड 1 ईयर होना था, हमने 2 एंट्रीज डालनी थी, क्वेश्चन से फिनिश हो जाता. और इन केस आपकी जो एवरेज अर्निंग है 2 इयर्स की, अब जब ये टारगेट अचीव नहीं हुआ तो हमें ये बात क्लियर होगी कि अब वेस्टिंग पीरियड हमें 2 इयर्स बनाना पड़ेगा. बिकॉज हम लोग ये मान के चलेंगे कि अब दूसरे साल में हम लोग टारगेट अचीव कर लेंगे. अब सेकेंड ईयर का टारगेट अचीव करने के लिए हमें क्या चाहिए, उसके लिए भी हमें ये चाहिए कि हमें 13% की अर्निंग करनी है. तो 13% की अर्निंग होगी कि नहीं होगी ये नहीं क्लियर, बट हम लोगों ने एजम्पशन ले ली कि 13% की अर्निंग हो जाएगी. तो इस बेस पर हमने 2 इयर्स में इस अमाउंट को राइट ऑफ किया. अब 2 इयर्स में राइट ऑफ कर रहे थे, बट सेकेंड ईयर के एंड में ये बात क्लियर हो गई कि हाँ जी, हम लोग जो टारगेट है हमारा सेकेंड ईयर का वो अचीव नहीं किया हमने. तो वेस्टिंग पीरियड 2 के बदले में क्या हो जाएगा, 3 इयर्स हो जाएगा. बिकॉज यहाँ पर 12 आ रहा है. अगर यहाँ 12 के बदले में 13 आ जाता फिर तो कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं थी. फिर तो उस केस में हम लोगों ने जो बैलेंस अमाउंट हमारी बच रही थी वो हमने राइट ऑफ कर देनी थी. बैलेंस अमाउंट क्या होती, इन दैट केस बैलेंस अमाउंट विल बी 95 1000 इंटू 30, जो भी अमाउंट आ जाती माइनस 14,25,000 जो ऑलरेडी राइट ऑफ कर चुके हैं, बाकी हम राइट ऑफ कर देते. 91,000 इंटू 30 कर देते. बिकॉज उस केस में तो हमें 91,000 ऑप्शंस को ही पेमेंट का ही लॉस हो रहा है. तो 91,000 इंटू 30 करके हम लोग ये अपना जो लॉस है उसको राइट ऑफ कर देते, और साथ के साथ हम लोग शेयर इशू भी कर देते, स्टॉक ऑप्शन इशू कर देते. अब ये भी नहीं हो पाया बिकॉज हमारा जो टारगेट है वो अचीव नहीं हुआ. नाउ दिस इज वेरी मच क्लियर कि हमारा टारगेट अब 1 ईयर मोर जाएगा, 1 साल और जाएगा. अब इन दैट केस व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, now if the target will continue for the next year also, then what you have to do, then again we have to create a reserve. उस केस में हमें देखना पड़ेगा 3500 ऑप्शंस और लैप्स हो गई हैं. सो नाउ 87,500 options will continue. So the total loss will be on 87,500 options only into 30. So this is the total loss to be written off. Out of that, how much is already written off, that is to be deducted. Balance amount is to be written off in this current year. So 26 lakh 25,000 is the total loss which we are expecting. Out of that, 18 lakh 20,000 is already written off. If you will see, 14 lakh 25,000 in first year plus 3 lakh 95,000 in second year. So these are already written off. So the balance amount of rupees 8 lakh 5,000 is to be written off in the third year. Overview of accounting standard or advanced accounting standards. बेटा अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स को तो बेसिकली जो आपके पास गिवन है उसको पढ़ लो तो सफिशिएंट है। जो मैंने पढ़ाए थे दो, उससे ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए। जितना मैंने पढ़ाया था वो सफिशिएंट था। दो चीजें, एक आपका डिटेल्ड था थोड़ा, दूसरे में आपके पास क्विक रिवीजन दिया हुआ था, जो हमारा कह सकते हैं हम लोग समरी में दिया हुआ था। तो दोनों ठीक है, दोनों को कर लो बहुत। सो टेल मी एवरीथिंग, एवरीवन इज क्लियर ऑन दिस एस्पेक्ट? एनी डाउट? नाउ इज दैट क्लियर टू एवरीवन? टू थाउजेंड फोर फाइव, okay, 2004-5 there will be no entry because now the vesting period is 3 years only, and at the end of the third year, that is 31st of March 2014, this will be issued. So there will be two entries only. That will be bank account debit, employee stock option outstanding account debit with rupees this 26 lakh 25,000 to equity share capital to security premium. That's it. Prachi Kapoor, please also clear journal entries. So is that given to you in this question? I think this is not given. Past journal entries for the above. Okay. So first entry is clear to everyone, I think. फर्स्ट सेकंड भी इजी है, थर्ड भी, फोर्थ भी ओके होगी, फिफ्थ भी ओके होगी, सिक्स्थ भी ओके होगी आई थिंक, बिकॉज अमाउंट्स आर ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड, सो आई थिंक दीज ऑल आर क्लियर टू यू। या ओके, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस इन लास्ट ईयर एंट्री। ओके ओके, गुड गुड गुड। So there is a minor difference in 2004-5, 2014-15, because he says 850 employees have only exercised their option. So we are expecting that out of 1 lakh, 5,000 are lapsed in the first year, 4,000 are lapsed in the second year, 3,500 is lapsed in the third year. So we have worked on 87,500. But actually, how many have taken it? 850 into 100. So 8,500, 85,000 have been taken over. So there's a difference of this also because 850 employees have taken over. So accordingly, we have to work on 850 employees only, 85,000 shares only. Okay. Now, entry to be passed accordingly. First of all, how much is the loss that we have to recalculate? The loss will be 85,000 into 30 only, which is to be written off. Get it how much it is? And simultaneously, you have to reverse the balance loss. So the balance loss of, because we have created for 87,500, so 2,500 is to be reversed into 30. This is to be reversed and transferred to general reserve. And this is to be written off employee compensation outstanding, employee stock option outstanding account debit करेंगे इससे हम. That's it. So this is the difference of 2,500, which is to be reversed in this year. See, here it is. You have already done it according to my opinion. So see here it is. It is not to be done by this way. This is somehow tough. So I'm not going to prefer this one. I would like to prefer only 85,000 shares are to be issued because this is very much clear. 850 implies into 100. So 85,000 shares are to be issued. And we have already created whatever the reserve is required to us. So accordingly, it will be issued for rupees 20 each. And here we have to make 85,000 into 30. That's it. So you may get the amount. It will be okay. There's no problem. And this is again 85,000. Now this amount I already discussed with you. We have created a reserve for 87,500, this outstanding amount, but out of that 85,000 has applied for it. So 2,500 is to be reversed at the rate of 30 each. So your answer is 75,000. I think this is clear. Sharon, is that clear? Good. Abdul, Prachi Kapoor, is that clear? Everyone, tell me. Send your feedback, bhaiya. If it is clear, right? It's clear. Those who have asked the doubt, they must have to revert ना, वो भी revert नहीं करेंगे तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा. Sharon, security premium amount. Security premium amount is calculated by way of this is done in every question by you because shares are to be uh, valued by this way. That is the price at which option will be issued plus its fair value. That is to be added. Out of that, we will deduct the face value. Okay, like this. Here, 20 rupees is the issue price. Plus, we have to add fair value, that is 30, for which loss has been created. So 50 rupees is the total price of this share, out of which 10 is the face value. Remaining 40 will be the premium. Because the total value is the 50. 20 is the face value. 20 is the issue price. 30 is the loss, or you may say fair value, because total amount is 50. So this has been divided face value 10, balance is premium. I think this is clear. 30 rupees every year. Okay. How loss is calculated 30 rupees every year? See, it is given in the question. Just read the question once again. Let's come to the question. Here it is given fair value 30 rupees per share. Is that clear? Because fair value is the total amount of loss to be borne by us. So fair value is given to you. Another way is here market price is also given to you. You may see here it is 50. Okay. And issue price is 20. So we are also able to do 50 minus 20. One and the same thing, but we are preferring if fair value is given to us, then we have to take it. If it is somehow different, we have to take accordingly. So I think this is clear now. Good. Please advise overview of AS paper 1 or AS of paper 5, which to complete first. Okay. Or we have to go for paper 1 first if you have already done it. Otherwise, there's not a big difference between this concept key which is to be done first. Those are comparatively easy which are given in your paper 1, and those are comparatively tough which are given in your this particular paper 5. So normally students are going to prefer for the paper 1 first. 10 is not given, beta. So if nothing is mentioned, we will have to assume that the face value is 10. Okay. So question number 4 was also asked by one of the students. See question number 4. Company offered 100 shares to each of its 500 employees. At 50, employees are given a year to accept. Share issued under the plan shall be subject to lock-in on transfer for 3 years from the grant date. The market price of shares of the company on the grant date is 60. Due to post-vesting restriction, fair value of shares issued under the plan is estimated at rupees 56. Okay. And the fair value per option worked out to rupees 6. So this is the right thing, because otherwise, whatever is the share price, that is not considerable for us. We are going to consider the price which is according to our conditions. According to our conditions, fair value of the shares under the plan is 56, whereas fair value of option is 6, because we are going to give them at 50. So on 31st of March, 400 employees accepted the offer and paid 50 per share. Nominal value is 10 per share. Okay. So here it is lock-in period, which will start after issue of share, after issue of this one. So accordingly we will pass entries beta. See here it is. $400 implies, so 100 shares per employee, 40,000 shares हो गए. Fair value is given to you. Vesting period is 1 month. So direct entry will be passed as we have already discussed, because it is done in the same year. When the issue is made, it is done in the same year. These are to be purchased. So this is no problem. So simple entry will be there, which we have already discussed in our previous cases. Simple 2 entries are there. That's it. Regarding lock-in period, we have not to pass any entry. Yes, if vesting period is before exercise period, then we have to create a outstanding amount, implies stock option outstanding. But if it doesn't include any vesting period, that is, vesting period is not more than the accounting period in which we are dealing. In that case, there's no need of creating a employee stock option outstanding account. In that case, we will have to pass direct entry like we have done in this case. Is it clear? Yes, tell me. देखो ना, अगर तो देखो सेम ईयर में ही शेयर स्टॉक ऑप्शन इशू कर दिए जाए, फिर कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. फिर तो आप लोगों को सिंपल 2 एंट्रीज डालनी है, वो आपके सामने है. अगर जो इशू करना है वो हमने नेक्स्ट ईयर में करना है, फिर प्रॉब्लम है. फिर हमें पहले अपने लिए वो लाइबिलिटी क्रिएट करनी पड़ेगी. वो लाइबिलिटी को बुक्स में क्रिएट करके रखना पड़ेगा, और जब भी वो इशू करेंगे उस लाइबिलिटी में से राइट ऑफ करेंगे. अब ऐसा इस केस में नहीं है, क्योंकि इस केस में तो आपको, हाँ, लॉक इन पीरियड है इस केस में, बट लॉक इन पीरियड होने से मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. लॉक इन पीरियड इज पोस्ट परचेजिंग द शेयर्स. आपने शेयरिंग द ऑप्शंस, अगर आपने ऑप्शंस परचेज कर लिए उसके बाद का लॉक इन पीरियड है, तो ये एक डिफरेंट कंसेप्ट हो गया जो हमने अब तक किया, उससे हटके हो गया. ओके, क्लियर टू एवरीवन? So we have to start with the next chapter, buyback of shares. So, देखता हूँ अगर if there is some examination question with me, I would like to give it to you. Just wait. Hmm. So just do one thing. Just go for the review of this particular topic chapter overview. You have to read it once, then I'll discuss with you. बायबैक ऑफ शेयर में आप लोग पहले एक बार इसको पढ़ लो, ये ऊपर वाला टॉपिक बस, ठीक है। और दूसरा आप लोगों ने पढ़ना है अभी ये जो इंट्रोडक्शन, हाँ इंट्रोडक्शन पढ़ लो, चलो आप एक बार इंट्रोडक्शन पढ़ लो आप लोग, देन आई विल स्टार्ट इट। इंट्रोडक्शन जितना आप पढ़ सकते हो पढ़ लो, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। रीड इट वंस। So I think everything is clear. The previous chapter to every student. Now start this chapter. Buyback of securities का जो टॉपिक है ये आप लोगों ने एक बार पढ़ना है, एक बार पढ़ लो। मैं 5 मिनट्स में शुरू कर रहा हूँ। 5 मिनट्स आप लोगों को दिए जा रहे हैं कि आप इसको एक बार रिव्यू कर लो और मैच करो ये किस चैप्टर से आपके मैच करता है, तभी हम शुरू करते हैं। रीड फास्ट, जल्दी पढ़ो। Very good. So this is a plus point for all of us that we have already studied it in the last lecture of law, because students are saying that they have already studied it yesterday also. So if you will match it up, then it is preferably matching your preference share chapter also when you have done redemption of preference share in your previous classes. So I'm not going for the second concept which you have already studied in your law lecture, that is 25% limit. But before that, first point is similar to the redemption of preference shares, because just like preference shares, equity shares are also buyback, but there are certain conditions behind that. While issuing preference share, there is a specific point that this is a redeemable preference shares, but no such equity shares are issued which are redeemable, which are to be buyback. But in case you are interested to buy back your equity shares, it was not allowed earlier. Earlier, there was no such provision. It was started approximately in the year 2000 when I have given the exam of this CA. At that time, it was newly started. Maybe it was in 2003 when I have appeared for this. Yes. So in 2003, it has been started. But before that, obviously, provisions have come in the year 2001 or 2 like that. That the date we may check from our law book, there is no problem. But from that year, it has been started that companies are allowed to buy back its shares also. This is for some specific purpose that companies, earlier companies were not allowed to do it. Why? Because if they will buy back their shares, what will happen? See, there is a big blunder which can be done. A very important point which I would like to discuss with you. So what is the concept here? Now, a company has been started in the year 2001, issued shares worth rupees 100 crores, arranged funds from the public, and worked properly, not issued too much dividend, not given too much dividend to these shares, because it is all up to the choice of company that whether he is interested to give dividend or not. So not given too much dividend. Now after 5 years, when company is earning good, what they have done, they are interested to buy back out of this 100 crore, they are interested to buy back 90 crores of these shares at the price, obviously, whatever they feel better. So they are interested to buy back the shares. Now, if they're interested to buy back the share, they have to buy back it at market value, because this is a certain condition which is to be fulfilled by them. So whatever is the market value, they have to purchase it. Now they will purchase it back because now they are not interested to give benefit of this earning in future to the shareholders who was with them when the company was started. So जब कंपनी स्टार्ट करी थी तब तो आपने 100 करोड़ जो शेयर्स दिए, उन लोगों ने पैसा लगाया, उन लोगों ने रिस्क लिया आपके साथ. तो जब कंपनी चल गई तो आप कहते हो कि उनको निकाल दिया जाए, उनसे शेयर वापस खरीद लिए जाए. अब 10 करोड़ शेयर जो है वो हम लोग अपने पर्सन को दे दें, मतलब जो डायरेक्टर्स हैं, जो एमडीज हैं, जो उन्होंने अपने ही मार्केट में पर्सन लगाए और खुद ही शेयर परचेज कर लिए, या कंपनी ने ही खुद अपने शेयर परचेज बैक कर लिए. और अब आज की डेट में 10 करोड़ जो शेयर्स हैं वो किसके पास हैं? वो हमारे डायरेक्टर्स के पास हैं, वो हमारे एमडीज के पास है, ताकि किसी के पास आउटसाइडर के पास शेयर ही ना हो और हम आराम से अपना एंजॉय करें. ऐसा होने का चांस था, इसीलिए गवर्नमेंट ने ये प्रोविजन बंद करी हुई थी. पहले ऐसा नहीं होता था. दिस वाज नॉट अलाउड. बायबैक ऑफ शेयर्स वर नॉट अलाउड अर्लियर, बिकॉज इन दैट केस दिस मे हैपन. बट कंपनीज हैव कन्विंस्ड at certain point of time in the year 2000-2001, companies are able to convince to the government that this should be allowed with certain conditions. So government has allowed it with certain conditions that buyback of shares can be done. Obviously this may happen now a time also, but there are certain conditions which normally stop from doing it to some extent, but this may happen now a time also. So let's understand this. That has been specifically mentioned that companies are not allowed to purchase back their own shares for the purpose of investment. Why? Because obviously, if you will purchase back your own shares, then it will be just like creating a liability and asset of same thing, because liability is also of same thing and asset is of same thing. Then just to increase the balance sheet value, it is done. So that is not allowed, because if you are interested to increase your value of balance sheet, what you will do? My balance sheet value is only 5 crores, but I have done one thing. I have issued 10 crores of shares which I have purchased myself. So on liability side, 10 crore will increase. On asset side, 10 crore will increase. So in that case, my value of balance sheet will be 15 crores. So this is just to increase the presentation of your balance sheet. We can do it. So this is not allowed due to this reason. So the company can't get extra benefit of these things, these provisions. So here, company having sufficient cash may decide to buy back its shares now. Now it is allowed. So what are those provisions which are to be kept into mind while doing this thing? It is mentioned that it will help us to increase our EPS. Obviously, EPS will increase earlier if we are earning 1 crore and we have 10 lakh shares, then we are giving them 10 per share. Then either we are giving or not, that is not a point. EPS will be 10 per share, because they are not giving it as a dividend, they are just showing it to the public. Now in future, if the earning is say 1 crore and the share will reduce to 1 lakh, obviously EPS will increase to 100 per share. Due to that reason, it should be done. So this is the one point. To increase promoters holding, as the shares which are bought back are cancelled, so obviously promoters holding will increase. To discourage other to make hostile bid to take over the company. This is regarding the same thing whatever is done in the previous year by the company, by the government. What has happened? Chinese companies are sending their persons, or Chinese government is sending their person to India to remain in India and acquire certain shares in India, which are to be indirectly purchased to control the companies of India. So that has been done in the previous year. Government has checked that, and then proper measures have been adopted for the same. So if you have listened that in news, it has regularly been given in the news कि चाइना के लोग जो यहाँ पर आके यहाँ पर हमारी कंपनीज को होस्टाइल बना रहे थे, वो बिड एक होती है कि हाँ जी भी आपने उस कंपनी के ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर परचेज कर लिए। ऑब्वियसली आपके पास राइट आ गया, कंपनी को जैसे चाहो चलाओगे। तो वो लोगों ने कई फेक कंपनीज क्रिएट करी हुई थी इंडिया में, काफी कुछ चल रहा था। तो इसको रोकने की कोशिश की गई है, एक बिड गवर्नमेंट ने भी लगाई है। देन to pay surplus cash to equity shareholder when the company doesn't need it for its business. So these are the general points which have been shown that companies are allowed to do it. So now at time it is allowed, beta. Now the concept is somehow similar. When the buyback is made, it will be just like redemption of preference shares. We have to create CRR for the same system. So that is mentioned here. If you are interested to buy back, it will be done from the free reserves and the security premium account, or the proceed of the issue of any share or other specified securities. Means if you are interested to buy back shares worth rupees 1 crore, that I am talking about the face value of shares, then it will be by way of CRR, and CRR will be created from free reserves, that is profit or loss account, general reserve, revenue reserve, or from the security premium account. So these two accounts will be used for the purpose of creating CRR. Even security premium we are not using. Security premium is preferably used for the purpose of, we can't say it like this, that CRR will be created from it. Instead, it will be a better option to use security premium for the purpose of writing off the premium paid on the buyback of shares. Otherwise, it is allowed to be used. So second is proceed of the fresh issue of any shares or other specified securities. So we have issued preference shares or issued equity shares for the buyback of shares. No buyback of any kind of share shall be made out of the proceed of an earlier issue of the same kind of shares or same kind of, or if equity shares are to be bought back, then preference shares may be used for the purpose, but not the same equity shares. मीनिंग इज वेरी सिंपल कि अगर आप जिन शेयर्स को बायबैक कर रहे हो तो उसी को इशू नहीं करना आपने, तो इशू दूसरे को कर सकते हैं। मींस अगर आप बायबैक इक्विटी शेयर्स को कर रहे हो तो आप प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स को इशू कर सकते हो, बट इक्विटी शेयर नहीं इशू कर सकते उस केस में। इफ इक्विटी शेयर्स आर इशूड फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ बायबैक ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स देन इट इज नॉट अलाउड। Remaining points are also given. First of all, it must be given in their article, which is just a theoretical point for us. Special resolution is to be passed. Also, one more thing which is important, which is from practical point of view, that is, do not apply it where the buyback is 10% or less of the paid up equity capital plus free reserve. Means if article doesn't allow it, if special resolution is not there, okay, this can be done if we are going to do only 10% or less of the paid up capital plus free reserve and is authorized by the board of directors, board of resolution passed by a duly convened meeting. In case of buyback of up to 10% of paid up capital plus free reserve, it may be done with the authorization of the board resolution without the necessity of being authorized by the other articles. तो आर्टिकल ऑफ एसोसिएशन जो होता है, ईओपी जो होता है, आर्टिकल ऑफ एसोसिएशन, तो एमओए और ईओए होते हैं ना दो आपके, तो ईओए में नहीं भी लिखा है तो भी कर सकते हो, स्पेशल रेजोल्यूशन पास नहीं भी हो तो भी कर सकते हो, अगर आप 10% से कम कर रहे हो, अप टू 10% कर रहे हो, ठीक है। देन बायबैक मस्ट बी इक्वल और लेस देन, बायबैक जो आपने करना है दैट मस्ट बी up to 25% of the total paid up capital and free reserves of the company. और the buyback of shares in any financial year, ये number of shares की बात कर रहा है। Here we are talking about the number of shares. Here we are talking about the amount. This is regarding amount. This is regarding number of shares. Normally it is same, but just it is to be kept into mind that it should be done properly. And third is कि जो debt equity ratio है बायबैक के बाद 2:1 से ज्यादा नहीं होनी चाहिए। डेट इक्विटी रेशियो must not be greater than, must be less than, we can say 2:1. It should not be more than, not more than twice the total of its paid up capital and free reserve. That we will discuss obviously. जब हम करेंगे तो आपको समझ लग जाएगा. This is all regarding theoretical part. Special resolution is not necessary when buyback is up to 10%. Exactly right. We have done the same in law yesterday, and in that mentioned that it should not exceed 25% of. Exactly right, Abdul. So I think these are the normal matters which are clear to every student. Let's come to the point. First of all, we would like to discuss about the journal entries which we have to pass in this case. Let's note it down. Note down the journal entries first. Journal entries. So what will be the first journal entry? You will have to tell me. Reason is there because you already have done journal entries in your preference shares. So here we have to pass same journal entries in case of buyback of shares. Not too much big difference is there. So if you remember the journal entries of preference shares, just send it to me. आई वुड लाइक टू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू द जर्नल एंट्री ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स। आप लोग क्या करो, जो आपको प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स की जर्नल एंट्रीज याद है वो मुझे भेजो, ताकि मैं उससे आपको इसकी जर्नल एंट्रीज को समझा पाऊं। फर्स्ट जर्नल एंट्री क्या होती है रिडम्पशन ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स की? व्हेन प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स आर ड्यू फॉर रिडम्पशन, व्हेन प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स आर ड्यू फॉर रिडम्पशन, व्हाट विल बी द जर्नल एंट्री? फर्स्ट preference shares are due for redemption, what will be the journal entry? Very good. शिवलानी, वेरी गुड। जहाँ ज्योति ने भी भेज दी हमें, शिवलानी ने भी भेज दी, बाकी लोग भी भेजो फास्ट। वेरी गुड इंजल, करने, वेदिका, अंकित, प्राची, खुशी, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड। फास्ट भी, नेक्स्ट एंट्री भी सेंड करो। उसके बाद कौन सी एंट्री होती थी, याद करते जाओ फटाफट। मैं आपको बता नहीं रहा, आप लोगों से पूछ रहा हूं, तो फटाफट भेजो एंट्रीज। नेक्स्ट एंट्री क्या होगी? व्हेन सीआरआर इज क्रिएटेड, व्हाट विल बी द एंट्री फॉर क्रिएटिंग सीआरआर? A theoretical topic have been left, equity shares with differential rights. That is, they have some different right in the voting, for the voting purpose. They have different right in voting purpose. Means voting के लिए उनको एक right अलग से दिया गया, differential right. तो वो थ्रेटिकल पार्ट है, प्रैक्टिकल नहीं है। उसको पढ़ना जरूर है, बिकॉज एग्जाम में कोई थ्रेटिकल क्वेश्चन 4-5 मार्क्स का उसमें से ना आ जाए। तो इसलिए बेटर है कि आप एक बार पढ़ लेना। मैंने करवाया नहीं, अभी मैं देख रहा था तो उसमें मुझे लगा कि हमारा रह गया है, बिकॉज थ्योरी का पार्ट था तो हम नॉर्मली उस चीज पे इतना को मतलब टाइम नहीं लगाते। तो इट भी बेटर आप अपने लेवल पे पढ़ लेना उसको। फास्ट, रीड इट फास्ट। So start with the first entry which you have to take. When equity share are to be buyback. So the first entry is, means they are due to buyback. Entry is very simple. Equity shares capital account debit, then we may pay them, we may buy back them at premium. Obviously, we are paying them more than the face value. In that case, this is called premium. Premium payable on buyback debit to equity shareholders account. Now, let's take an example that we have equity shares worth rupees. Equity share capital worth rupees. It is 10,000 shares at the rate of 100 each. This is the face value. That is 10 lakhs is to be buyback. Price of buyback is 250 per share. So how this entry will be passed? Equity share capital account debit with face value. This is to be debited with face value. Now, what is the face value? That is 10 lakhs. So this is debited with the amount of premium to be paid on buyback. That is 25 lakhs. Because here we know it very well, it is 10,000 into 250, into 150, sorry, into 150. We all know that what is premium? Premium is face value, buyback price minus face value. So it is 150. That is 15 lakhs. So premium you have to calculate, that is buyback price minus face value. So it is 250 minus 100, that is 150 that we have calculated. To equity shareholders, total amount, that is 25 lakhs. It may be taken as 10,000 into 250. That is the total price. So this will be the first entry which you have to pass. So the way you have to present journal entries, we may give either the narration at the end of the journal entry being equity shares are due to buyback, or we may give it as a heading when equity shares are to be buyback. So it is up to your choice. Preference is always when we are giving narrations. So I'm not going by that part की narration नहीं देना चाहिए. हमारा लिखने का तरीका ये इसलिए रहता है बिकॉज इससे आपको समझ लग जाती है. बट यही चीज आप नरेशन में दे सकते हो, बीइंग इक्विटी शेयर buyback amount allocated to equity share capital, being buyback amount allocated, or equity shares are to be buyback amount allocated. ठीक है ना, ऐसा कुछ लिख के आप कर सकते हो. वो आपके नरेशंस लिखे हुए हैं, अगर आप मॉड्यूल में देखोगे वहां लिखे हुए हैं. तो इट इज नॉट ए बिग इशू. ये भी ठीक है. व्हेन बीइंग इक्विटी शेयर्स आर ड्यू टू बायबैक, आर ड्यू टू बायबैक, आर ड्यू फॉर बायबैक. You may write here due, are made due for buyback. Second entry, we have to arrange either the you may say, either you may go for a fresh issue when fresh issue of shares is made, and this is preferably preference shares, because equity shares are not to be issued. With differential voting right, they may be issued. Differential means they have some different voting right. They are not of the same nature. they are not of the similar nature to which equity shares are to be buyback. जो इक्विटी शेयर बायबैक कर रहे हैं उसी नेचर के नहीं है, वो डिफरेंट है, तो उस केस में हम कर सकते हैं. अदरवाइज इट इज बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू प्रेफरेंस शेयर कैपिटल टू सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम अकाउंट. Maybe you remember this entry. This is simple entry for issue of preference shares. That is issue price, issue value. This is face value. And this is regarding premium on issue. Third entry, when CRR is created. Do you remember for which amount CRR is to be created? Anyone? Send me the answer. कितनी अमाउंट का CRR हम क्रिएट करते थे? ओके सॉरी, या इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स के बदले में आप इक्विटी शेयर बायबैक ही लिखोगे, वही ज्यादा बेटर है. यहाँ ठीक करना है एक बेटा, ये जो एंट्री पीछे मैंने डलवाई थी इक्विटी शेयर बायबैक अकाउंट है. थैंक्स टू इंजल. ओके, वो हमें आदत पड़ी हुई है प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर वाली ना, तो इसलिए लिख देते हैं गलती से. ध्यान तो था बट वो निकल गया माइंड से. इक्विटी शेयर बायबैक अकाउंट लिखते हैं, ना कि इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर अकाउंट. तो ये एक तरीका है लिखने का. प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स में ऐसा नहीं था, उसमें प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर ही लिखते थे. यहाँ थोड़ा गवर्नमेंट ने जैसे कहा हुआ वैसे कर रहे हैं नॉर्म्स. कुछ नहीं, गवर्नमेंट ने जस्ट वो कह लो भी एक तरह से पब्लिक को वो घुमाया हुआ है इसमें, और कुछ नहीं किया हुआ. कंपनीज और गवर्नमेंट ने मिलकर पब्लिक को घुमाया हुआ है, नथिंग एल्स इज देयर. वैसे तो ये बायबैक कभी अलाउड ही नहीं होना चाहिए था. बायबैक अलाउड होने से बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आई है. एक आम आदमी जो है जिसने कंपनी में शेयर परचेज किए हुए हैं, उसने पैसा लगाया हुआ था और उसका पैसा खत्म हो जाता है, क्योंकि जब कंपनी बायबैक कर लेती है तो ऑब्वियसली उस केस में जो एग्जिस्टिंग शेयर होल्डर है, जो असली शेयर होल्डर है, जिसने उस कंपनी में थोड़ा थोड़ा पैसा लगा के काम किया था, वो सारे खत्म हो जाते हैं. तो दिस इज ऑल अ बैड थिंग विच हैज बीन हैपेंड इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया. Yes, very good answer. Very good answer by, I would like to honor them. Abdul, Jyoti Jha, Shivlani, Vinay, Dinesh, Angel. So all these have given the right answer. What is the right answer that we will discuss? So to create CRR, we need revenue reserves. Revenue reserves कौन कौन से होते हैं? Revenue reserves account debit to CRR, capital redemption reserve. CRR means for capital redemption reserve. This is the name of this reserve. Revenue reserve means for profit or loss account. Then general reserve or any reserve available for distribution as dividend. It includes dividend distribution reserve also, because that is also available for this same amount. Now amount of this is equal to, we have to, first of all, this arrangement is to be made according to the face value. But we have to arrange according to the face value of equity shares to be redeemed, to be buyback. It should be equivalent to face value of equity share of to be buyback should be equivalent to face value of fresh issue of preference shares or different equity shares. Means some different equity shares are issued, not the same for which are going to be buyback, plus CRR. Meaning thereby, in this case, if we are going to issue preference shares worth Just assume in this case, we are going to issue preference shares tenth on preference shares at the rate of 10 each. At a premium of 20 per share. So in this case, if we are going to do this, then it will be taken as 3 lakh because 10,000 into 30 we have to do. And here 10,000 into 10, it will be 1 lakh. It will be 2 lakh. And while calculating the amount for CRR, what you have to do? You need rupees 10 lakhs. If you will see in the given case, our face value of equity shares to be buyback is equal to 10 lakhs. It should be equivalent to face value of preference shares to be issued, that is 1 lakh plus CRR. So here CRR should be 10 lakh minus 1 lakh is equal to 9 lakhs. So CRR is to be created for 9 lakhs in the given case. No, there's no preferential order in which the revenue reserve should be transferred to CRR account. But normally, if you will see in the question, we will see that general reserve is to be transferred first, and then P&L account is to be transferred, and then dividend distribution reserve is to be transferred. So, but it is not mentioned anywhere. Any reserve may be taken first, any reserve may be taken second. But sir, don't pass special resolution, then company can't buy back. Company can buy back up to 10% without special resolution. There's no problem. I think this is clear. Entries up to this is clear. Note it down fast. Next, fourth entry, we have to write off when premium payable on buyback is to be written off. So the entry is very simple. We have to write it off from security premium account. So here security premium will be used security premium account debit to premium payable on buyback beta. That is 15 lakh in the given case, if you will see. But if it is available, if security premium is not available, then we may use profit or loss account, security premium account debit. You may better note it down. It will be better. I would like to write it again so that it should be easy for you to understand in future, because we are passing sample journal entries. No? So it will be security premium, which is preferred at first. Security premium, whatever is lying with us in total, that will be used. Then profit loss account may be used. General reserve may be used. Or even we may use any revenue reserve to write off the premium payable on buyback. So here it should be 15 lakh, as 15 lakh is to be written off. If company has buyback DVR equity shares So can company issue normal equity shares to maintain capital structure? What means for DVR, beta, please tell me. Fifth entry will be regarding sale of investments. Number of time, if we doesn't have cash available with us, we may sell the investments, whatever lying with us, to pay off the cash to equity shareholders. Sale of investment for payment to equity shareholders. So arrangement is made by way of sale, and the entry will be same. Banking on debit, normal entries will be passed. Loss on sale to be written off to P&L account as normal we are doing. If it is at the end of the year, then we may directly write it off to P&L account. Otherwise, we will write loss on sale of investment to investment account. If profit on sale of investment, then we will pass another entry, then additional entry, that is investment account debit to profit on sale of investment. When equity shares are buyback. This entry may be passed at first instance also in number of cases. कई बार ये first entry के रूप में भी आपको नजर आएगी. तो it doesn't make any problem. आप चाहे पहले सबसे पहले ये डाल दो, चाहे end में डालो, कोई problem नहीं. So the entry will be simple. We have already created an entry for it. Equity share buyback account, which we have already created. With rupees 25 lakh, we have already created to bank. 25 lakh. This is a payment we have to make. सर इन्वेस्टमेंट क्रेडिट होगा इन केस ऑफ प्रॉफिट. थोड़ा डिफरेंट मैंने करवाया है एक्चुअली. आप लोगों के बेस थोड़े गलत हैं, इसलिए मैंने ठीक करने की कोशिश की. अंकित कुमार, बेसिकली whenever you are earning profit, then entry is somehow different. Then the way of passing entry is like this. First of all, you have to pass an entry banking on debit to investment account. Like if you sold your investment worth rupees 10 lakh for rupees 12 lakh. So if you have sold investment of 10 lakh for rupees 12 lakh, first of all, the entry of 12 lakh will be passed bank to investment, and then 2 lakh will be transferred to profit on sale of investment account, because the entry must be routed through asset account, not banking on debit. Bank account is not the right account to route this entry. So the right account to route this entry is investment account. Due to that reason, I have passed in this way. If there is a loss, then it will automatically route through investment account. Like investment of rupees 10 lakh is sold for rupees 9 lakh. Then what will happen? Here it will be 9 lakh, it will be 1 lakh, it will be 10 lakh. Then it means for entry will be routed through investment account, because assets profit or loss must be routed through asset account, not through bank account. वो आपके टीचर्स को एंट्रीज आती नहीं थी तो उन्होंने गलत एंट्रीज डलवा दी. जब आप लोगों ने +1 करी, बीकॉम करी, उसमें टीचर्स को नहीं पता था एंट्री कैसे आनी चाहिए, क्योंकि उनको तो एसेट अकाउंट का ES10 ही नहीं आता, तो वो कहां से एंट्री डलवाएंगे आपको. वो तो अपने हिसाब से चलते हैं ना, जैसे उनके टीचर्स ने उनको पढ़ाया, वो तो आगे से आगे चलता जा रहा है. ऐसे तो देखो, मैं आपको सिंपल बात बताता हूँ. आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू वेरी सिंपल थिंग, दैट यू हैव डन जनरल टू बैलेंस शीट and you have done it wrongly. If I'll ask you just one query, Normally, every student will give wrong answer. So, how it is possible? Because if you will go into the practical life and start doing accounting, you will see a big blunder. Whatever you have done in theoretical way, practically it is all different together. Why? Because your teachers doesn't know the practical way. The practical way is completely different. You are not passing merged entry. That is purely a wrong entry, beta. Okay, this is the way how you will have to pass it, because we doesn't have too much time to discuss it. Why it is different? Because this is to be discussed in the plus one class or in the practical classes, where we have to discuss about the practical aspect of accounting. So time is always different, less, so we can't go for that. Chalo. I think these entries are clear. After the break, we will come and go for the questions. Okay then. Sir, we should have to go for a break. So welcome back after the break. Okay, good. So it was taught in foundation also, Shivlani says. Very good. Let's do a practical question with this. So question number two, we have to do practical question number two. Read the question. Question number two. Re-explain third entry. Okay. Otherwise, it will be discussed in this question also, Prachi. Need not to worry. Um, Remaining may see that I would like to discuss when CRR is created. That is very simple. Whenever CRR is to be created, it is for the on the basis of the face value of the shares to be buyback. So if we have to buy back shares worth rupees 25 lakhs or 10 lakh, out of that 10 lakh is the face value. So we have to take face value only. So that face value should be equal to that face value should be equal to the face value of fresh issue if any made by us plus CRR. So if we have made a fresh issue of 1 lakh, then remaining amount will be the CRR. So accordingly, I have done this. Entry will be profit and loss account debit, general reserve account debit, or other revenue reserves account debit to CRR. So this entry is already discussed by you or done by you in your previous class also, that is in preference shareholders chapter. Same that concept will be applicable here. So here it is given to you. Let's do this. So let's start with this. On 1st April, the company announced buyback of its 25% of its equity shares. So see here it is. How much equity shares are with us? 1200. So we are going to authorize issued and subscribed capital. So these are the issued shares by us. That is 1200. So out of these 1200, we are going to buy back. Question number two. First entry we have to pass. He says out of 1200, we have to buy back 25%. So equity shares to be buyback, it will be worth rupees 1200 into 25%, that is 300 lakhs. No, it's not in lakhs. fully paid up shares. Okay. Yes, it is in lakhs because he has mentioned here lakhs somewhere. So I come to know that this is in lakhs. Next, at the rate of 15 per share. That means for it will be, this is according to the face value. So this is a face value of equity shares to be buyback. Now, premium to be paid on buyback. Already mentioned that these will be redeemed or buyback at the value of rupees 15 per share. So premium is 5 rupees per share, or we can say that it is 120 lakhs equity shares. How it comes? He already mentioned that it is 1200 at the rate of 10 each. So these are 120 lakh equity shares. So 120 lakh into 5 per share because it is 15 minus 10. 15 is the buyback price and 10 is the face value that is given to you. So it will be 150 lakhs. Premium to be paid on buyback. Sorry. This is to be done. ₹120 lakh is the total number of shares. Out of this, we are we are going to buy back only 30 lakh of the shares into 5 per share. So this is 150 lakhs. That is 300 divided by 10, 30 lakhs is the number of equity shares to be buyback. Face value is given to us. Number of equity shares you can get from here. So for this purpose, company has sold its investment worth rupees 75 lakhs. So when company will sell its investment, what will be the journal entry to be passed by us? Journal entries in the books of KG Limited. And then we have to prepare proper pro forma. Whatever we are preparing, we know it very well how journal entries are to be passed. Everyone knows it. So I don't think that anyone have any problem. The concept is very simple. We have to write here date, particular amount. Even laser folio column is to be prepared. This is a format which you have done in your previous classes. Even this is not useful in our practical life, but we have to do it. Because in practical life, no journal is prepared. like this. In my exams, a question has come that company has issued shares worth rupees 1 lakh by cash, pass journal entries, prepare cash book and ledger accounts. So in that case, whether journal entry is to be passed and it is to be entered in cash book both or not, and then in ledger account. So discussion was basically on cash account. डिस्कशन वाज बेसिकली ऑन कैश अकाउंट कि उसकी क्या ट्रीटमेंट होगी, तो उसके बारे में उन्होंने पूछा था. तो बट आई थिंक in that case in bcom second year that has come into my exams, and maximum students has lost the exam. Either the compartment is there or they are able to get only few marks because this question has come for 20 marks, and another one or two questions which are also very tough. Due to that reason students are not even able to clear this exam, and the basic concepts was there which was not followed by the students at that time. So here in this case, first entry should be as per the information given by him. So the information given by him is regarding sale of investment. So entry will be sale of investment. Bank account debit. He says investments were sold for rupees 75 lakh. What is the value of investments which are sold during the year? That is 74 lakhs. So these are sold for rupees 75 lakh. So the entry will be bank account debit to name should also be same, bank account debit to non-current investment. While passing an entry, you should have to keep into mind these things to non-current investment because this is the name of the investment and we are not able to change the name of it, this particular account because that is not allowed to us. So it will be 75 lakhs. You may write rupees in lakhs in the upper side. Debit and credit के साथ आप लिख सकते हो rupees in lakhs. Rupee in lakhs. Being investment sold. Now, whatever the profit is there for that non-current investment debit to profit on sale of investment 1 lakh. We know it that on which date these entries are to be passed, that is 31st of March 2011. So this is the entry date being profit on sale of investment. Right ways you will have to transfer it to profit or loss account directly if it is at the end of the year, and if it is during the year then you will have to transfer in this way. So here it is at the end of the year, you may directly transfer it to profit or loss account to save one entry because it will help us to save one entry. So to profit or loss account also you may mention. Otherwise, if it is during the year, you will have to transfer it to profit on sale of investment, and at the end of the year you have to pass another entry, that is profit on sale to profit or loss account. Now, for the purpose of buyback, we have to pass entry. equity share capital account debit. Don't use short forms in the exam, that is not allowed at all. Premium payable on buyback debit to equity share buyback account. So this has already been calculated by us. ये amount हम लोग निकाल चुके हैं. This is 300 lakhs, this is 150 lakhs, this is 450 lakhs. Being equity shares due for buyback. Then we may immediately pay them, there's no problem, or we may pay them at the end of the year. That is all up to you. In the last entry, that is all up to our choice. Normally this entry is passed simultaneously so that we can't forget this to pass this entry. Normally student forgot to pass this entry later on. So this is a better option to pass this entry simultaneously. Equity share buyback to bank. So 450 lakh being equity shares buyback. Then we have to create CRR. To create CRR, but before creating CRR, we may even write off premium. That is more better option because premium is available with us 175 lakhs in our balance sheet. So that will be utilized for the purpose of redemption, writing of the premium of rupees 150 lakhs. So this will be written off by debiting security premium account. Security premium debit to premium on buyback. So this will be 150 lakhs being premium on buyback of equity shares written off to security premium account. So narration is given and entry is passed. Then CRR is to be created for rupees 300 lakh, for which we have 265 lakh already available from general reserve, 170 lakhs available from profit and loss account. So we can utilize it, there's no problem. Entry will be general reserve account debit, 265 lakhs, profit and loss account debit, to equity share buyback account. So this will be 300 lakh. So balance 35 will be written off from profit and loss account. This can be calculated by reducing it because we have sufficient amount of profit and loss account available with us. If you will see, we have 170 plus 1. If you will see, we have also received 1 lakh profit from the sale of investment. So we have 171 lakhs available with us. That will be automatically added to it ना. तो 171 लाख का हमारे पास प्रॉफिट पड़ा हुआ है, इसको हम यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं. इसमें से हमें कितना चाहिए? We need only 35 lakh. So that will be utilized to CRR. CRR created. Then equity shares are automatically settled because all entries are already passed. Why we are not using statement of profit and loss account? We're not using statement of profit loss account for which purpose, beta? Where it is given? Statement of profit loss account. I don't think statement of profit loss is given anywhere. Can we utilize CRR which is already available? No, we cannot use CRR which is already available. Why? Because this CRR is a reserve which is a dead reserve. Actually, what we are doing in case of this working, हम लोग करते क्या है इसमें? हमारा टारगेट क्या रहता है? Why CRR is created? CRR meant for a reserve which has been created to utilize revenue reserves, so that these revenue reserves, actually what happen when we are interested to redeem our preference shares or buy back our equity shares, what happen? We have to make payment to them. हमने इनको पेमेंट देनी है, okay? Which will not be allowed by the long-term borrowings, that is debenture holders and bank. CC limit etc. is lying with us, bonds are lying with us. They will not allow to make payment, because they will tell, if you are interested to make the payment, then you have to pay payment to us, because we are the creditors of the organization. Why we are paying back your capital? आप ओनर हो किसी कंपनी के, आप कहते हो मैं अपना पैसा निकाल लेता हूं उसमें और मेरे क्रेडिटर्स का पैसा उसी में लगा रहे। डिबेंचर होल्डर्स कौन है? वो क्रेडिटर्स है एक तरह से कंपनी के, उन्होंने उधार लोन दिया हुआ है कंपनी को। ये तो लोन देते हैं डिबेंचर होल्डर्स, बैंक भी लोन देता है कंपनी को। तो जो लॉन्ग टर्म बोरिंग्स हैं, जो शॉर्ट टर्म बोरिंग्स वाले लोग हैं, वो कहते हैं आप हमें तो पैसे दे नहीं रहे, आप किसको पेमेंट दे रहे हो? अपने इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स और प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स को, जो कि आपकी क्या है? कैपिटल है। इसका मतलब यू आर विदड्रॉइंग योर कैपिटल, दैट मीन्स फॉर यू आर विदड्रॉइंग कैपिटल बाय वे ऑफ मेकिंग पेमेंट टू योर equity shares and preference shares, which is not allowed at all, because first of all make the payment to debenture holders because they have the preferential right on payment. जब भी पेमेंट आपके पास अवेलेबल है, उस पर प्रेफरेंशियल राइट किसके पास है? प्रेफरेंशियल राइट आपके बोरिंग्स के पास होता है, डिबेंचर होल्डर्स के पास होता है, कि पहले उनको पैसे मिलेंगे, फिर आप इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर और डिबेंचर होल्डर्स को पेमेंट कर सकते हो। बट आप क्या कर रहे हो? आप तो अपनी कैपिटल को वापस कर रहे हो, जो कि गलत है, विच विल नॉट बी प्योरली अलाउड। तो इसके लिए व्हाट वी विल गिव देम, हम लोग क्या करेंगे? वी टेल देम दैट वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू मेक पेमेंट टू देम फ्रॉम अवर फ्रॉम द यू मे से फ्रॉम द अमाउंट ऑफ कैपिटल। हम कैपिटल में से पैसे वापस नहीं कर रहे हम उनको, वी आर रिडीमिंग देम आउट ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स। आउट ऑफ प्रॉफिट का मतलब क्या होता है? वी आर मेकिंग रिडम्पशन आउट ऑफ प्रॉफिट, वी आर मेकिंग बायबैक आउट ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स। आउट ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स meant for in last years we have earned sufficient number of profit, sufficient amount of profit is with us, which is lying with us by way of general reserve, profit and loss account, or other revenue reserves. So these reserves are available with us, which are practically the source, which are practically the asset, practically the benefits of our preference shareholders and equity shareholder, but we have not given them at that time. So now what we are doing, we are giving them their amount back out of this profit, not out of the capital. हम कैपिटल वापस नहीं कर रहे हैं, हमारे पास रिजर्व्स पड़े हैं, उनको हम उनको यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो रिजर्व्स में से हमने आपका तो इंटरेस्ट पे कर दिया। देखो, वी आर पेइंग इंटरेस्ट टू द डिबेंचर होल्डर ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस, बट वी आर नॉट पेइंग डिविडेंड टू द इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स एंड प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर इक्विवेलेंट टू द प्रॉफिट अर्न्ड बाय अस। ड्यू टू दैट रीजन रेवेन्यू रिजर्व्स आर क्रिएटेड। रेवेन्यू रिजर्व्स क्रिएट कहां से होते हैं? जो हम लोग अर्निंग्स करते हैं, जो हम लोग पैसे कमाते हैं। अब जितना पैसा कमाया वो किसका है? वो सारा इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स का या प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स का, बट हमने उनको दिया नहीं, हमने उसको रख लिया। तो आज की डेट में अगर हम लोग रिडम्पशन कर रहे हैं, तो रिडम्पशन या बायबैक हम उसमें से करते हैं, रिजर्व्स में से। कि हमने तो भैया आपसे आपके पैसे को तो यूटिलाइज ही नहीं किया, हमने कैपिटल को तो इफेक्ट ही नहीं करा, तो गवर्नमेंट डजंट अलाउ टू यूटिलाइज द कैपिटल फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ रिडम्पशन और बायबैक। गवर्नमेंट सेज यू विल हैव टू यूटिलाइज रिजर्व्स। अब रिजर्व्स को यूटिलाइज कैसे करेंगे? वी विल मेक दीज रिजर्व डेड नाउ। नाउ अगर कंपनी बंद होती है तो जनरल रिजर्व और प्रॉफिट लॉस अकाउंट में जितना पैसा पड़ा है वो डिविडेंड के रूप में किसको मिलेगा? इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स और प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स को। अब हमने क्या किया, हमने उसको डेड कर दिया। डेड करने का मतलब क्या? वी हैव क्रिएटेड ट्रांसफर इट टू सीआरआर रिजर्व। सीआरआर इज ए डेड रिजर्व। सीआरआर कैन बी यूटिलाइज ओनली टू इशू बोनस शेयर्स, फुली पेड बोनस शेयर्स, विच इज हिमसेल्फ अ डेड पार्ट। फुली पेड बोनस शेयर्स भी डेड ही होते हैं, उनका कोई यूटिलाइजेशन नहीं होता। वो जस्ट एक, मैं आपको बताऊंगा अभी, अगर आपने बोनस शेयर चैप्टर किया तो टीचर ने बताया भी होगा। So CRR is utilized only for the purpose of issue of bonus shares. That is not utilized for any other purpose like payment of dividend or any other purpose. So this is just like a person which is sent into the coma. By beating him so much, we are not interested to keep a person with us. So what we are doing, we are beating him up to that level that he is shifted into coma by beating too much. Now he is hospitalized or he is lying with us, but he is not able to eat anything. He will not be able to speak anything. So that means so CRR is a person into coma. CRR is a purely dead reserve. It is equivalent to dead reserve. It is lying in the balance sheet, but it have no value at all. So it cannot be utilized for the purpose of giving dividend. So due to that reason, what we are doing, we are transferring our revenue reserves to CRR equivalent to the amount of buyback or redemption of preference shares, so that our buyback or redemption must be out of profits, not out of the capital. Practically, Geet, no, but it can be utilized for the purpose of writing of premium on redemption of debentures, of redemption of preference shares, or premium on buyback of shares. For that, we can utilize it. So I think this is all clear to everyone. Earlier, maybe at the time of redemption, this point has already been discussed with you by your teachers or not, I don't know. But this is the real logic behind this. लॉजिक बड़ा सिंपल है कि हमने उस रिजर्व को खत्म करना था, रेवेन्यू रिजर्व को, ताकि वो डिविडेंड के लिए यूटिलाइज ना हो पाए। उसी के लिए हम उसे सीआरआर में ट्रांसफर कर देते हैं। यहां तक समय लग गया सभी को? कोई डाउट है तो बता सकते हो। इज दैट क्लियर टू एवरीवन? इज दैट क्लियर और नॉट? इट इज क्लियर टू प्रणय ओनली, नॉट टू अदर्स। सो एक ही पर्सन इंटेलिजेंट है जिसको क्लियर हुआ, बाकी सब नहीं है। अरे भैया, जिसको क्लियर हुआ एक बार बता तो दो, क्लियर हो गया। नहीं क्लियर हुआ तो कोई बात, दोबारा समझा देंगे, फिर क्या हुआ। एक सिंपल सी बात है, मेरे पास पॉकेट में पेमेंट पड़ी है। मेरी पॉकेट में पेमेंट पड़ी है 1000 रुपया। अब ये 1000 रुपया मैं अपने बेटे को देना चाहता हूँ, उसका ही पड़ा है, उसी के लिए पड़ा हुआ है। अब मैं चाहता हूँ कि उसको, बेटे को 1000 रुपीज ये देने से मैंने रखे हुए अपने, मैंने कहा अभी नहीं देंगे, तेरे को बाद में दूंगा। अब बाद में मैंने देने का एक तरीका ढूंढ लिया। मैंने कहा भी इसको ऐसा करते हैं, इसको 1000 रुपीज का कोई गिफ्ट दे देते हैं। तो वो जो गिफ्ट देंगे उससे इसका 1000 रुपीज इसको मिल भी जाएंगे और कैश भी नहीं मुझे देना पड़ेगा। तो मैंने गिफ्ट कहीं से परचेज करके उसको पेमेंट दे दी। तो बाई चांस वो 1000 रुपीज मेरी पॉकेट में ही रह गए। जब गिफ्ट परचेज किया तो वो गिफ्ट मैंने इस 1000 से नहीं परचेज किया, किसी और 1000 से परचेज कर लिया, किसी और को कह दिया कि भैया इसको गिफ्ट दे आओ, या मैंने बिजनेस के प्रॉफिट में से यूज कर लिया। अब मेरे पास वो 1000 रुपीज पड़े हैं, तो मैंने कहा यार ये कहीं मेरे यूटिलाइज ना हो जाए, तो मैंने उसको एक, मतलब उसको अपने क्या नाम है, पैसे को अलग जगह पे रख दिया। दैट इज इट। वो एक तरीका है इस तरह से, मतलब इसको प्रेजेंट करने का। Yes, we have to first of all we have to check the amount of CRR available with us, or amount of fresh issue to be made by us. Means we have to first of all satisfy the conditions. Only then we will plan for the buyback. So there's no chance of going back. Jash is asking that first of all we have planned that we have to make buyback of 1 crore share value of rupees 1 crore face value of shares. of rupees 1 crore. Later on, we are not able to create CRR equivalent to that amount. We are able to create CRR worth rupees 80 lakh only. So could we have to, whether we have to revert this 20 lakh or not? Beta, first of all, we have to make arrangement of amount. If we have arrangement of CRR worth rupees 80 lakh, then we will go for buyback of rupees 80 lakh only. So this is to be checked first practically. This is to be checked first practically. Okay, but why, how we are passing journal entries, that is a different concept. But the entry is to, but this is to be checked at the first instance. If I am creating CRR of rupees 1 crore and then we do actual buyback of 80 lakh, well, that is not a problem. We can, there's no chance of reverting it back. Instead, everything is to be planned first, entries are to be passed later. Everything is to be planned first. Basically, journal entry is the second part of the movie. First part is the working. Like we are purchasing the goods, bill is coming to us, goods are coming to us, only then we are passing the journal entry. This is not a chance that we are going to pass journal entry first and then purchase the goods. In the same way, first of all, we have to make buyback, arrangement of CRR is done. That is all practical calculation. All that is done, everything is made settled. Then we are going to pass journal entries. Okay. So there's no chance of reverting it later on. So this is common sense of shareholders passing special resolution. Them they will check it first. Okay, good. So can we pass journal entries in any sequence? There's no problem. Sequence is not a big issue in this case. If amount is shown in revenue reserve, then equity shareholders ask for dividend. That's why company will transfer to CRR. Okay, exactly right, Angel. You are right. Now tell me what will be the entry for bonus shares? Because he says in this case bonus shares are also issued. Have you done the chapter bonus shares now in your previous class? Yes. On 5th of April, the company achieved the target of buyback. On 30th April, the company issued one fully paid up equity share of rupees 10 by way of bonus for every four equity share held by the equity shareholders. So after this all working, company is going to make issue of bonus shares by way of rupees 10, which will be one fully paid up bonus equity share of rupees 10 by way of bonus share for every four equity shares. So how many equity shares will be issued? First, how many bonus shares will be issued, beta? How many amount? How much will be the amount of bonus shares to be issued? First, send me the amount. 'Very good, Shivlani. All must have to send first. Very good. As we know that 900 is the remaining amount of equity share capital available with us, in which we have 90 lakh shares with us. We know it very well. So 90 lakh shares will be given one share for every four share held. So that they will be given 22 lakh 50,000 shares. at the rate of 10 each. So the amount will be 225 lakhs value of bonus shares. Good, very good, shabash. Prachi, you have to rectify it, beta, because out of 1200, 300 are already buyback. So only 900 is the remaining amount of equity share capital. That I am going to confuse you so that you can check your mind also. Okay. Now, from where it will be utilized? This 225 lakh will be utilized from CRR. For this, we are not going to create any CRR. Instead, we are going to utilize the CRR, whatever is available with us in our balance sheet or whatever we have created now. So check it out. How much is the amount of CRR created by us? So we have created CRR worth rupees 300 lakhs this time. Okay. And simultaneously, if you will see, CRR is also available with you. Yes, it is worth rupees 200 lakh, which is available with you in the balance sheet. So we have CRR worth rupees 200 plus 300, that is 500 lakhs available with us. So this is purely a debt reserve, and this can be utilized only for the purpose of issue of fully paid up bonus shares. Why? Actually, what happened? Just see, I would like to give you a concept now, bonus shares concept. What is the concept of bonus shares? This is just to make the shareholders fool, nothing else. I'm a shareholder of a company having 100 shares of that company, and the value of that share in the market is rupees 50 per share. Okay, that is the value of my shares is rupees 5,000. Done. I have 100 shares of a company whose value is rupees 50 per share. Now, company is going to means I am ready to sell it at rupees 5,000, or the market rate is 5,000 rupees. Now, if I'll get 50 more shares of that company as bonus shares, then my holding will be 100 plus 50. That is 150 shares. So when my holding will increase, automatically market price will decrease because supply is more than the demand. Because economics rule will apply. That is, demand supply system is there. Those who are interested to sell these shares at rupees 50 per share, what they will do? Earlier, they are interested to sell whatever the share with them at rupees 50 per share because they are interested to get 5,000 rupees only. Because the person who is interested to sell will not go for this thing that I am interested to get maximum number of shares. So obviously demand will increase, supply will increase. What will happen? Now the value of my 150 share will automatically become 5,000 rupees in the market. Automatically it will become, and the price will reduce. Price after bonus share will automatically reduce to 5,000 divided by 150. That is 33.33. How it will happen? Earlier, total shares of the company was 1 lakh at the rate of 50 in the market. That is 50 lakhs. That was the worth of the company. Now the worth of the company was 50 lakh. Company has increased its number of shares in the market. Now it will become 1.5 lakh shares in the market. But worth remains the same. Worth is not increased. So obviously, in that case, what will happen? The share price will automatically reduce. Now the new share price which will come into the market, that is 50 lakh divided by 100 lakh 50,000 shares, that is 33.33 per share. So bonus share is not going to give any benefit in the short run. Yes, in the long run, you may be the beneficial person, there is no problem. But in the short run, there is no chance of any benefit. In the long run, there may or may not be. That will all depend upon the calculation. That will all depend upon the company's policies. But currently, there's no benefit which is coming to them. If you will see, whenever bonus share will be issued, market price will automatically reduce. This is a practical aspect because demand supply gap will automatically reduce the price. Those who are interested to earn money, they will sell it frequently in the market because they have more number of shares. When they will come into the market to sell more shares, obviously price will reduce, so price will decrease. Due to that reason, we are saying that bonus shares are also dead shares. These are not beneficial for the purpose. This is some practical way of it. Bonus shares are also dead shares. So dead reserve is used for the purpose of issue of bonus to equity shareholders. So the entry will be passed 225 lakhs. And the next entry will be bonus to equity shareholders, debit to equity share capital. So these two entries will be passed for this purpose. Now there is no need of beta creating any CRR, because CRR, whatever is available with us, that will be utilized for the purpose of giving bonus shares. No new CRR is created for this purpose. For the purpose of bonus shares, there is no need of creating any CRR. Whatever CRR is lying with us, that will be utilized for the purpose of issue of bonus shares. That is a rule. Yes, if we doesn't have CRR available with us, then we will pass direct entry, that is security premium account debit, general reserve account debit, profit or loss account. All reserves are allowed to be utilized for the purpose of issue of bonus shares, except maybe one or two reserves. That's it. If you will go and do it, check it, your chapter of bonus to equity shareholder, you will better understand that thing. Security premium reserve can be used to create CRR. Yes, security premium. Okay. In study material answer number 2 of practical question in note, it is written that security premium reserve can be. That is for the purpose of issue of bonus shares only, nothing else. So for the purpose of issue of bonus shares, we may use them. That I already mentioned, whenever bonus shares are issued, they can be issued from any reserve. This is all done by you in your chapter bonus to equity shareholders. There is a chapter, special chapter for that. You may better go and check into that. Whenever partly paid shares are converted into fully paid up share by way of bonus, then only those reserves will be utilized which are available for distribution as dividend. But when fully paid up shares are issued by the company, then the policy is somehow different. Okay. So I'm not going to discuss that chapter in detail because that will all wastage of time. Can company maintain capital structure in this case by issuing bonus shares of 225 and create 75 CRR only, or it need to create of 300? बेटा CRR तो create ही नहीं करना ना हमने, CRR तो यूटिलाइज करना है बोनस देने के लिए. बार बार तो यही मैं कह रहा हूँ, आपने बोनस शेयर के लिए CRR यूटिलाइज किया, क्रिएट नहीं किया. ठीक है. और क्रिएट करने वाला कंसेप्ट, ये अलग अलग पॉइंट है. दिस इज अ सेपरेट पॉइंट. जो पहले हमने किया था चैप्टर का पॉइंट, वो डिफरेंट था. उसका इससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. हमारे पास तो ऑलरेडी CRR पड़ा हुआ था 200 लाख का, हम उसको भी यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं. एक ही बात है. हमारे पास अब CRR कितना रह गया? 200 का ओपनिंग बैलेंस था मेरे पास CRR का, प्लस मेरे पास फर्दर हमने क्रिएट किया इस बार 300 का. 300 ही क्रिएट किया. यस, 500 हो गया, माइनस उसमें से यूटिलाइज कर लिया हमने फॉर बोनस शेयर्स, दैट इज 225. तो 275 का बैलेंस शीट में जाएगा. इट विल बी शोन इन द बैलेंस शीट अंडर द हेडिंग रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस. ठीक है. इसका कोई लेना देना नहीं है कि हमने 300 लाख बोनस के लिए क्रिएट नहीं किया था. हमने किसके लिए क्रिएट किया था CRR? हमने किया था जो हमने बायबैक करने थे. तो बायबैक के साथ वैसे ही ऐसे एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स आ जाते हैं चैप्टर्स के, ताकि आप लोगों को कंफ्यूज किया जा सके. यू नीड नॉट टू वरी अबाउट दिस. दिस इज जस्ट अ सिंगल एंट्री विच इज टू बी पास्ड बाय. इसका बायबैक से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. बायबैक का इससे कोई रिलेशन नहीं है. लेट इट बी वेरी मच क्लियर. अब्दुल, मुझे लगता है सभी के पॉइंट क्लियर हो रहे हैं. इसी का कोई पॉइंट रह तो नहीं गया बेटा? नाउ वी मे डू वन थिंग, हम लोग कुछ क्वेश्चंस घर से करेंगे इसके। So we have to do illustrations, not the questions. In this chapter, remaining questions I will do for you. Practical questions आपने नहीं करने अभी. You will have to do illustrations. So which illustration is to be done? Illustration number 1 you have to do. Illustration number 2 you have to do at your own. अपने आप करनी है. Solution नहीं देखना. Practice करने के लिए it is better कि आप अपनी illustration number 1, 2 खुद अपने हाथों से करो. Third illustration आपने अपने हाथों से करनी है. Fourth भी करनी है आपने. Fourth illustration you have to do. आप कर सकते हो. You can do it. 1 to 4 इलस्ट्रेशन आप कर सकते हो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ये आप करके आओगे कल और देन वी विल गो फॉरवर्ड. इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 1 to 4 यू हैव टू डू बेटा, करके आओ, फिर हम लोग आगे चलेंगे. मैं देखता हूं अगर मेरे पास क्वेश्चंस हो तो मैं आपको कुछ प्रैक्टिस के लिए क्वेश्चंस भी दे देता हूं. ये दिस इज अ गुड क्वेश्चन. आप लोग स्क्रीनशॉट ले लेना, बेटर रहेगा. मैं आपकी हेल्प कर देता हूँ, बिकॉज कई बार भेजने के टाइम पर हम भेज नहीं पाते, मुश्किल आ जाती है. तो ये एक क्वेश्चन है, इसका आप स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो, ये अपने आप कर लेना. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 भेजने के टाइम कई बार हमारे पास टाइम नहीं भी निकलता, तो आप भी कर लो. ये क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 का आप स्क्रीनशॉट ले लेना एक. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, क्वेश्चन नंबर 3, इसका भी स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो आप. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 का स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो. अगर सेम है तो बेटा रहने दो. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 कह रहे हैं शायद सेम है जो हमने अभी किया, तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 का स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो. ये भी अच्छा क्वेश्चन लग रहा है मुझे तो. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 आपके सामने है, इसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो आप. सो ये दो एडिशनल क्वेश्चंस हैं इन एडिशन टू द क्वेश्चंस जो आप अभी कर रहे हो. ठीक है ना, उसके अलावा दो एडिशनल क्वेश्चन मैंने आपको दे दिए, ये भी कर लेना. स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो. इसका ले लिया स्क्रीनशॉट, सभी ने ले लिया. Everyone has taken the screenshot. I'm giving you two extra questions. So you may do this in addition to the illustration number 1 to 4 of your module. In addition to that, we will go for the examination question in our next class. That will be better. So everyone has taken the screenshot. Beta देखो. Question number 3. ये कंप्लीट क्वेश्चन है, मैंने एक ही बार में कर दिया ये शो आपको. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. ये क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 है। इसका भी स्क्रीनशॉट ले लिया होगा आपने। सो ये 2 एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन है जो आपने करके आने हैं। मजा आ रहा है आपको चैप्टर्स करने में? नेक्स्ट लेक्चर विल बी माय लास्ट लेक्चर, सो विल मेट इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर। आफ्टर देन दुनिया गोल है, दोबारा मिलेंगे कहीं ना कहीं। ओके देन, ऑल द बेस्ट सर, क्लोज द सेशन।